Hi guys, it's Andy. So today's specific makeup collection video is going to be all of my palettes. If you guys missed my overview of my makeup collection and also my organization video, I will go ahead and link that down below, as well as any other specific makeup collection videos that I've posted as of right now. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So I keep my palettes in this middle drawer in my Alex 5 series. Starting off right over here, I've got most of my Urban Decay palettes. So this is the Naked 1 palette. This is one of the first palettes I ever got, and I haven't really used it all that much. I know a lot of people really like it, and people went crazy about it for a while, but I just don't think it has enough transition shades or matte shades. It's basically all shimmers, so I don't use it a whole lot. I use a couple shades, but yeah. Next, I've got the Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay. Similarly, I don't use this a whole lot. I did used to use it. It was one of the first palettes I ever got. It's just more cool toned, but again, there's so many shimmers in it. The next palette I have is a dupe for the Naked 3, so I don't actually have the Naked 3, I have this one instead, and this is the Buff Collection Pure Cosmetics palette. I got it in a BoxyCharm, and it's actually really good quality. I actually really love these shadows whenever I'm doing a rosy toned makeup look, so yeah, I love that one. This next one is the Urban Decay Smoky palette. I really do not use this at all, but the thing is, I did get it from Ulta when it was 50% off. Sometimes Ulta does that. We'll have really good sales on palettes and stuff. So I got it for $25, and then I used my rewards for 11 bucks off. So I ended up getting this palette for probably 10 to 15 bucks, so it's not a bad deal, but I definitely would not pay $50 for this. I'm not a big smoky eye lover, but I mean, the packaging is gorgeous. So this next palette used to be my favorite palette of all time, and this is my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This was the very first eyeshadow palette I ever bought from Sephora. I bought this along with the Naked 2 palette. My mom went to New York and she got them both for me. So, oh my gosh, I love this one. This is easily my most used palette. You guys can probably see it's well loved. I definitely think if you guys are just looking to have one palette in your collection, this should be it. It has so many versatile shades compared to the Urban Decay Naked palette. So in this one, you've only got 2 matte transition shades, which are Naked and Buck. I hate putting shimmers in my crease. I just think it looks very bad. So these 2 matte transition colors in this palette are not enough to do a whole eye look. But if you have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, you have I think it's 6 mattes in it. One of them is a matte highlight shade, which is absolutely bomb. And then you have 2 transition shade options, and then you have 2 crease options, and then you even have a matte pop of color. So I just think you can do so much more with this palette, and it's definitely one of my favorites. I recommend this to everyone. So yeah, that's my baby. I love it, and I'm never going to get rid of it. Next in my Too Faced palette collection, I've got the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar. My best friend Jenna gave this to me for, I think it was for Christmas, and oh my god, I love, so pretty. I'm really not into cool toned eyeshadows. I'm more of a warm toned girl, but this palette is just stunning. Again, it's the same thing as with the regular chocolate bar palette. It's very versatile. This is one of my newer palettes. I did get it during the Christmas time, but I love it, and I do get a lot of use out of it. Next, I have the Too Faced Bonbons palette, which Jenna bought me for my birthday, I believe, and this is so cute and so beautiful. This definitely is a lot cooler toned, even more so than the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, and just, oh my gosh, these shades are so pretty. I love Too Faced's eyeshadow formulation, one of my favorites, and I really do like this palette. As you guys know, the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette is also one of my all-time favorite palettes. It smells like peaches. Oh, the last 3 that I showed, obviously they smell like chocolate, in case you guys didn't know. This one smells like peaches. It was initially limited edition, but I think it's permanent now. They did bring it back, and oh my god, if you guys like warm toned eyeshadows, you will absolutely eat this up and you will love it. I did do a get ready with me video featuring this palette, and it is so beautiful. This next one is a newer palette that I did pick up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. You guys probably saw it in my Ulta haul. So this is the Lorac Unzipped palette, and it still has the thing in it, but these shades are so gorgeous. They're kind of rosier colors. I'm so excited to start playing with this palette. I'm thinking about doing a get ready with me video featuring it. So yeah, really exciting. Next, I have my Nude Dude palette from the Balm. A lot of people don't like this palette, and I don't know why. I personally think it's really, really gorgeous. The pan sizes are a little bit small. I think the packaging is really cute. The shimmer shades are definitely the standout of this palette, but I love the shade Faithful, and then the shades Feisty and Friendly are so gorgeous for like those rosier toned eyeshadow looks, so I do find myself dipping into this one quite a lot. This next one is actually not an eyeshadow palette, but it is a face palette. This is the Measurable Difference Concealer Collection 16 Color Pro Concealer Palette. I did get this in a BoxyCharm. It was my April one. I will link that down below if you haven't seen it yet. So this basically has 16 concealer shades in it. If you guys want to see my review, you guys can go ahead and click the link down below for that April unboxing, because I also demo all the products and I review them and stuff. Next is yet another face palette, and is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I used to use this a lot, but since then I found kind of better ones, because the shades that I found myself using in this were kind of like red tones, and they had a really, really strange undertone. It was really, really weird. They're good powders, definitely. They're very creamy. This next palette is a MAC palette that I took like the insert out of, and I just put a magnetic backing on it, and then I stuck a bunch of like face products that I had to pot in it. So this is actually a Wet n Wild like contouring and I think like a highlighting palette and stuff. And right here, this is a Makeup Geek blush in the shade XOXO, I think. This is a Wet n Wild's highlighter. That was like the Fergie limited edition one. And then this is an Ofra banana powder. So yeah, this is just kind of my depotted face palette. I have another custom palette. This is one I got in my BoxyCharm as well, and I just filled it with a bunch of depotted shadows. It's from Ofra. These three shades here at the top I did get from a BoxyCharm. They are from Ofra. And then this one right here, I believe is it's an Anastasia shadow in the shade Sienna. Then all of these ones down here, you guys can probably see, are Wet n Wild's eyeshadows that I depotted. These two are Clinique. And then this is a whole trio from Naked Cosmetics. I got my BoxyCharm, and I just depotted them and popped them in here. So I really like that. Finally, in this row, I have my Urban Decay Vice 3 palette, I believe. This packaging is so gorgeous. I was really excited to get this. I did get it like when it was on sale, so I think I got this for 30 bucks instead of like 60, which I would not pay $60 for this. I mean, the shadows are really, really pretty, but a lot of these shades are kind of really glittery and chunky. You definitely have to pull in another palette if you want to create a look with this. Okay, right over on this side, I have more oddly shaped palettes, I guess. So right here is my Urban Decay shadow box. Again, I got this on sale. I think it was for 18 bucks. But it has just gorgeous jewel tone shades in it. I love the shade Flash from Urban Decay. It's one of my favorite pops of color to go ahead and put underneath the lash line. So I do really, really like this palette. Next, I've got these two Sephora Z palettes. This one is my warm tone palette. There's a bunch of depotted shades in it. So these 9 that you see here are all from a palette I got in my BoxyCharm 1 month. I can't remember the name of it. I just depotted those 9 shadows, and then these 3 are just kind of odds and ends. So this one is from Makeup Geek. It's in the shade Mai Tai. This one is from Ofra that I got in my BoxyCharm, and then this one is Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear, and then this one is a little shadow I depotted from Urban Decay Sephora point reward thing. And then this is my cooler toned palette. It's kind of more purpley. So this is a bunch of the shades. Again, these 9 are from the same brand of palette that the other 9 in the warm palette came from. I can't remember the name of it, I'm so sorry, but I did get it in a BoxyCharm, and I depotted both of those palettes. And then these 2 here are shadows from the Balm, and then this middle one is an Urban Decay Flash eyeshadow. And then again, these 4 little ones on the side are just depotted Urban Decay eyeshadows from a rewards thing. Next in line is my Tortiste, Pro eyeshadow palette. It's kind of dirty. I do use this quite a lot. The shadows are difficult to work with if you're not committed to blending a bunch, but I think the shades in it are really beautiful. I like the concept of it. These are definitely not duochrome shadows besides this one. They're more shimmer shadows, but I love matte palettes, so I was so excited to get this for Christmas. It was amazing. Finally, I have a face product in here. This is my Anastasia Glow Kit in the shade That Glow. I do love this. It's just because it's in here, I forget to pull it out a lot. But when I do use it, I'm always like, oh my gosh, I have to use these more. They are so nice and buttery, and one of my favorite palettes. You guys can't see, but back here I keep a bunch of larger palettes. Here is my limited edition Urban Decay eyeshadow palette. It's the Alice Through the Looking Glass one. Kind of sentimental. I don't use it a whole lot. My mom did get it for me just literally on a whim, which I'm so grateful for. It's really, really cute, and let's be honest, we paid for the packaging in this, but it is so cute. And so pull-out drawer, kind of their old style of eyeshadow palettes. And then right here, I've got 2 palettes from Morphe. This first one is the 35 of course, and it just looks like this. Really, really enjoy this. The mattes are a little bit chalky. The shimmers are absolutely beautiful. They last absolutely all day, and they're amazing. And I do really enjoy this palette, and I reach for it a whole lot, so I mean. And then this next one is like a colorful palette. It's the 35B, and this is basically my palette that I come to when I want to do a bunch of colors, like, you know, fun looks for Halloween, things like that. So now we are up here on my vanity, and this is basically where I keep some palettes that I've been loving recently or am trying to use. This is an organizer I got off of Amazon. It is a letter holder, I believe, and I will go ahead and link it down below. I really like it. It stores a lot of palettes. So right here is my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Super pretty. We all know everyone loves this palette, and it's one of my favorites. It's very like romantic, and I don't know, I just really, really enjoy it. I've been loving this recently. Right behind that, I do have a palette from Coastal Scents. So this is the Coastal Scents Revealed 3 palette. It has 20 eyeshadows in it, and they're kind of like purpley, pinky tones, I guess, but it's super, super pretty. I have been using this quite a lot. There's a lot of shimmer shadows in it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Right behind there, I have another Morphe palette. This one is the MorphexKathleenlights palette. This was limited edition, but it is so beautiful, you guys. You can create a really nice warm tone brown look with these matte shades. You can create a really nice kind of romantic eye look, and you've got really gorgeous pops of colors and some really unique shades in here. So I've been loving this recently. And then right behind there, I have my Lorac Mega Pro 3. I love this palette to no end. It is so beautiful. Has really nice packaging. These are the shades. I believe there's 32 of these. So this whole first 2 rows are all mattes, and the last 2 are all shimmers, and I have been using the heck out of this palette. It is so beautiful. I don't believe you can get it anymore. It is limited edition, but I'm sure you can find them on eBay and stuff, and if you can find it, I definitely recommend picking it up because it is so, so beautiful. So those are all the palettes in my collection. If you guys have any like eyeshadow palette or face palette recommendations, be sure to leave them for me down below. But that's all I have for you guys today. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Oh, I just dug that into the shade. That's really sad. Okay. Hair. Jeez. Oh my gosh.